The Taliban is now firmly in control of Afghanistan and the Afghans have nowhere to go. They are literally paying for America's mistakes with their own lives. The videos I'm about to show you will prove just how desperate the people of Afghanistan are today. These pictures are disturbing and we advise viewer discretion. This was the Kabul International Airport this morning. A massive crowd jostling to get a seat inside an airplane. The airport is closed, there are no commercial flights, but thousands of Afghans tried to force their way into any plane that they could see. Have a look at this now. These are people of Afghanistan trying to get inside an American military aircraft. Just look at how they end up trying to cling on to this aircraft. And here's what happened next. On your screen is the moment when one of these American planes took off. Some Afghans were so desperate that they clung onto the wheel of the plane. At least 2 fell to their death. You have to see this to believe it. And this wasn't even the worst of it. There are reports of shooting and stampedes at the airport. At least 5 people died today as more people tried to jump the walls of the airport just to get to a plane. This is the mess that the United States has left behind. America is ending its 20-year-long war right where it began. Afghanistan has fallen back to the Taliban. The Taliban have installed themselves in the presidential palace. There is desperation and panic as the Taliban are walking freely on the streets of Afghanistan while brandishing their guns. What about the civilian government? The elected leaders of Afghanistan still remain out of sight. Former President Ashraf Ghani, who left Afghanistan yesterday with other aides, was denied entry into Tajikistan. Reports say he now wants to go to the United States via Oman. The Taliban has now declared the restoration of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, an Islamic state under the rule of the Taliban. The Taliban's Islamic Emirate was thrown out of power in 2001 and now they have come back and they are stronger than before because they are being legitimized by major stakeholders. The top Russian diplomat in Afghanistan will be meeting members of the Taliban tomorrow. Reports say the Russians were among the first to establish contact with the Taliban after they took over last night. While major embassies were evacuating their offices, the Russian mission was apparently given protection by the Taliban. The Taliban is said to have deployed guards at the Russian embassy. Even China is welcoming the Taliban with open arms. Today, Beijing said it is ready to deepen friendly and cooperative relations with Afghanistan under the Taliban. Listen in.
China maintains contact and communication with the Afghan Taliban and others on the basis of full respect for the national sovereignty of Afghanistan and the will of various factions in the country. China has been playing a constructive role in promoting a political settlement of the Afghanistan issue.
China and Russia were among the few countries that openly met with the Taliban before the fall of Kabul. Now they have practically recognized their rule just like Pakistan. Imran Khan says the Taliban has broken the chains of slavery in Afghanistan. Needless to say, the Pakistan Prime Minister made no mention of the chaos in Kabul or of how Afghan citizens are dying while desperately trying to escape the Taliban's rule. What about the United States? It still refuses to admit that it botched up the withdrawal in Afghanistan. Today, the US State Department facilitated this statement. It has been signed by a total of 60 countries. Does it say anything about restoring democracy in Afghanistan? No. It just says those who want to leave Afghanistan should be allowed to exit.